Welcome to Cosmic Channels. Oh, what the hell? That's not right. Welcome to Cosmic Channels. I'm your host, Braden. This is your call-in show where we get your stories of cryptids and paranormal experiences and UFO sightings and sometimes even some shadow creatures. This is season 7 finale, everyone. We made it. We made it to the season finale of season 7. It's been a wild ride. The show's seen some awesome growth. And I can't wait to get going on season 8, and I will share some more about that, what's happening with that in the shareholders meeting immediately after the show. But we already have a caller on the line. First caller of the night, we have Neil Parks from the Paranormally Speaking podcast. Neil, we have a mutual friend, it seems.
Yeah, his name is John Jacoby. I'm sure he'll be thrilled that I'm giving a shout out to him. He has been telling me you've wanted to talk to me for a while, and I was finally able to make time for that. I was going to a couple of weeks ago, and one thing led to another. I could not call in, but thankfully I have time tonight, and I made it happen.
It's all good, man. Lines are always open here at Cosmic Channels. We love a good story. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, it was something that happened to me in 2013, so 11 years ago. And I've been a regular guest speaker at the Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And they had me come in one year. I was promoting my newest book at that point in time, which was Haunted Enough. Haunted Holidays, Tales of Inspiration, Horror, and Reflection. And when I was featured to do that, to be the guest speaker and present the book and talk about things that I've experienced and seen through the years, before I even took the stage, it was one of the last people to come to my table and talk to me before I was supposed to speak. And she had a mind-blowing story to share with me. And I'm still not sure what to make of it today, 11 years later. She came to me and showed me an ultrasound. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Congratulations. She's like, this was from 7 years ago. I said, oh, okay, so your kid's 7. She says, my kid is non-existent. So then she proceeded to tell me, that was her opener. My kid never existed. So this was some Mandela effect type stuff, and like the show Fringe, where you're dealing with alternate realities. She said that she had been abducted regularly from her childhood into her early adulthood. And she had gotten married. Everything seemed normal for about 5 years. She had not had any kind of weird hiccups in time, disruptions, missing time, driving and not realizing how she got to where she was going, or strange encounters late at night with alien visitors. In fact, what happened was she was pregnant, and she assumed it was her husband. One thing led to another. The abduction started again, and the ultrasound she had was after the first abduction, and to see if she was still pregnant, and she was still with child, which was a major relief for her. And then a couple of months go down the road, she's starting to show more, and she ends up blacking out at a grocery store, or outside of a grocery store. At this point, I believe it was in the parking lot. Well, she wakes up in her bed at home, not having any idea how she got there. Her husband had no idea anything had happened, and he was like, when I got home, you were here in bed. So she freaked out because something didn't feel right with her body. She did not have the same baby bump she had earlier, so she went in, had an ultrasound taken again with the same doctor, or the same oncologist or whatever. And she had the original ultrasound. They took another, and there was no sign of a child having ever been in her womb.
That's now. Did you know what ultrasound was? It like what month she got this ultrasound?
The first ultrasound was within the first month and a half.
Okay.
And the second one was by close to month 4.
So like something was 100% there, and it.
Yeah. And then it wasn't. And the only excuse she was given was these types of things happen more often than you would believe. There will be a sign of a child being within the first couple of months, and then all of a sudden it will evacuate itself. I mean, that's a major evacuation for it to be that far into the pregnancy. and then having no sign of it ever having been there, or any sign of your womb even stretching, or a placenta or anything, no longer there. So she kind of put it behind her, thought maybe she was having a hysterical pregnancy, or maybe borderline losing her mind. But the only thing that kept her in check was the fact that she had that original ultrasound showing that there was a child there. Now, fast forward 7 years. She's at a store, a department store in another state, and doing some shopping, and there's an outdoor mall area. And she's looking through like a makeshift art show. And at the table with this artist who's showing these things, these jewels that they make, these necklaces. And she's approached by a little girl who has these big, beautiful eyes and touches her hand. And she looks down at the girl and kind of puzzled as to why this strange girl's touching her. And without saying a word, this child spoke to her telepathically, she claims, stating that, "I was with you before you knew me." This is what she was saying to her in her mind, telepathically. "I was with you before you knew me. I was gone before you realized. I'm okay. Don't worry. There are bigger things for me." And let go of her hand, smiled, and walked away.
Oh. Oh my God. Give me the shivers, man.
Essentially an alien-human hybrid child was what this was. She may have been impregnated by some higher entity, race of some sort, experimented on, used for a reason for procreation, and the half-human alien hybrid child that she allegedly had confronts her 7 years later and speaks to her telepathically, putting her mind at ease.
It's a strange one. It's interesting that, you kind of said that maybe this is just like she was impregnated by by some sort of entity or alien, because we had a caller earlier this season who is like her whole family is experiencers, like they've been visited, her grandfather, her father, then her, and she got pregnant, and she claimed that one came in a gray, like kind of floated above her, and was like telepathically upset that she was pregnant and had gotten herself pregnant, and was like seemingly upset, which made me and now that you're bringing this up, I never really I was like, I wonder why it was, maybe mad at this other woman, but maybe it's it had bigger plans for her now, and those plans were kind of ruined.
Yeah, and I had to move on to another subject, another host. I don't know if it's a problem with their species, like their process of evolution. Maybe they're no longer able to carry children.
Well, even if you think about, for us now, like it's unbelievably difficult to bear children, like on women. Like, and if you think if our heads are getting bigger, in the future stuff, like it's only going to get worse. So it would make sense that maybe they maybe they've kind of evolved past that need. Now they need like surrogates all the time.
Yeah, because their heads have gotten so big.
Yeah. Now, I mean, because like it's always nice to hear those stories firsthand. What was your take? Did you like, what was your bullshit meter going off? Did you gate, like, did it seem legit to you? What were your thoughts, impressions, like hearing this live?
At first, I was like, "Oh, this will make a great story," and then she continued, and then she built on it, and then she continued, and then there was an ending, and I'm like, either this woman is borderline Shakespearean thespian, or she is so good at telling this story, she's convinced herself it's true, therefore convincing me. I mean, no matter how you slice it, it was true to this woman. She truly believed what she was telling me, and I was convinced that she honestly believed it. Now, do I think it's entirely possible? You're putting limitations on a hierarchy by saying that's not possible.
Yeah.
Because I know, for one, God did not tell us everything. I know, for one, that there are multiple races of different aliens. There's no question about that. In fact, there's an episode I'm doing on my podcast next week about Alpha Centauri, the constellation, and an alleged alien named Akon who came from that galaxy and took a woman with him for 4 months and then brought her back, and she shared her story.
Yeah, what's her name again? I can't remember her name. I've heard this story.
It was Abigail. Last name starts with a K.
Claire. That's it. Elizabeth Claire, right? Claire?
Elizabeth Claire.
Claire?
Elizabeth Claire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now.
Yes. Abigail.
Yeah, I remember that now. We've I do another show about aliens, and we've covered that one before. It's wildly interesting. People in the chat are asking, what's your podcast called? It's called Paranormally Speaking. Am I correct with that?
Correct. Yeah, it's available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart.
Now, we normally first caller of the night. I always get the first caller. I give them 2 stories. They want to, because that's the perk of being the first story. Because as you called me, me setting up the show is always a nightmare. I basically always need the first caller to help me test everything. So as a thank you, I always let the first caller tell 2 stories. And I see in the chat our mutual friend is saying tell a ghost story. So any chance you got a ghost story as well?
I absolutely do. I not only write about and research UFOs, aliens, water monsters, other various cryptozoological creatures, crop formations, but focus heavily on ghosts, spirit realm, time travel. And one particular ghost encounter, spirit encounter I had. If you've ever heard of Waverly, Ohio, there was a property there called the Emmett House. And it was a major historical landmark involved in the Erie Canal as well as the Underground Railroad. It was later turned into like a bed and breakfast / restaurant / apartment complex. And unfortunately, the property burned to the ground in 2010. We had a major freeze in that area. It caused a water main to break and caused an electrical shortage in the basement. Then it turned into a fire, and it was so cold temperature-wise in the environment at that point in time. As they were spraying water on it, it was freezing to the property and not really breaking through the ice it was creating. So I like to say that the ghosts were so cold they started the fire. But unfortunately, that property was lost. But in 2009, my wife and I investigated the property, and this was in broad daylight we did this. We were invited to come and have a free lunch. They wanted me to check out the basement. They wanted me to write a story. The Historical Society of that area wanted me to write a story about the ghosts and encounters from different people and the location. So we're in the basement, which is where everything allegedly happens. And what's really cool is when you walk down to the bottom of the stairs, immediately to your left, there are several bricks in the wall that are missing, and it's like an opening into another room that's not supposed to be a room, but it's a continuation tunnel system under other properties. But those bricks are removed, and sitting in a chair facing out from the opening was a ventriloquist dummy, which really scared the crap out of my wife.
Yeah.
And
I think that would scare crap out of anyone. Why is that down there?
So as we are walking through, we see areas of the original mortar, old German brick style, walled over from where it was once an access through the canal, under the canal, and to other properties. A lot of it had been closed off through the years. Privatized ownership, things like that caused that problem. Insurance, liability. So I'm going through this area that takes you directly under the kitchen. And you ever get that feeling where you walk into where 2 people are having an argument and they don't want you to know about it, and you kind of walk into it and you can cut the tension with a knife?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're both mad, but they're swallowing that feeling down, but you can sense the tension. That's what was happening to me as I was walking down this tunnel area. And the further I moved, the more and more tension I felt, like I was intruding on something I wasn't supposed to hear, see, or be there. And the further I moved in, the worse the feeling got. My wife was also experiencing it and telling me just to go ahead and stop where I am, take a few images, and let's go, because I'm not getting a good feeling. Well, my dumbass continued to move forward and push it and push it and push it. Eventually, I got so far down the tunnel area that it's like this big opening where there are boxes stacked and there are cans of paint stacked. And as I'm standing there, I take one step forward, and probably 9 to 10 boxes to my left fly across that room and hit the wall to the right. Whereas at the same time, the paint cans that are stacked on the right side fling across and hit the left side of the wall the boxes were at, as sort of like a warning to tell me, you need to leave now.
Yeah, you've
so
gone
at that
far
point,
enough.
I packed up my stuff. I said, let's go. By the time I turned around, my wife was already up the stairs, leaving me for dead. But we got out of there and got our free meal. It was nice.
That's wild, dude. How did that feel for you when you're like seeing that kind of activity?
That really pissed me off. I didn't have my camera running at that point in time, so you just have to take my word for it. But it was intense. You know, a lot of, like, you see a lot of these shows and they yell at or they taunt the spirits. I'm just like, hey, I'm in your house. If you don't want me here, just tell me and I'll leave. Well, they made it very clear they didn't want me there. And I respected that and left.
Man,
but not without my free meal.
As you're sitting there and your plates and cutlery's all shaking while you're like, it's free. I will eat it before I go. I'm leaving.
Yes. I'm leaving now.
That's
yeah, they were cool about it.
What was that area called? Waverly?
Waverly, Ohio.
And when exactly? Like, how long ago was this?
It was 2009.
2009. Wow. And I mean, have you ever gone back there? Like, that's
in this century.
No. Have you ever gone back? Like 2009. Like, has that ever popped? I thought about going back, maybe checking it again.
Well, that's the property that burned to the ground in 2011.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, unfortunately I have no way of doing that now.
Even just the area. Like, have you just been back in the area? Like, sometimes I wonder if these things just linger in the, like, just in that area
like
where they were. Yeah.
I have been back to the property. It is now since then been taken over by a car dealership.
Oh, nice.
And a few of the drivers that will take people back and forth valet when they drop their vehicle off to be worked on, they've told me that, like, as it gets to be late at night, they'll hear weird organ music playing, piano music, right there in that spot where the building used to be. And they're like, where's this coming from? And then it just sort of dissipates. Comes in with the wind, goes out with the wind. Once in a while, they will smell on that spot in that area a weird pipe smoke. And old man Emmett, who owned the property, was notorious for walking up and down the halls and throughout the dining area smoking his pipe.
Huh. So it's like maybe, because I've seen this. Maybe you've seen this meme too, where it's like people are saying that, like, maybe ghosts aren't walking through walls; they're just walking the same path that they walked, and because of renos and stuff, where they're walking used to be a root of a door or an opening. So maybe like this guy's just walking the grounds of what he thinks is his house or property, and it might be going through some great deal on Volkswagens in between the cars. Right?
Yeah, he's checking out the vehicles. Like, they don't make no way they used to.
But it's so cool to hear that they still have, like, they're still having experiences there. Maybe not as strong as they were, but maybe it's been dissipated since the fire. But do you think maybe it's an object? Sometimes I think in these areas, like, maybe it's an object that was haunted, like in that, like, maybe the doll.
Antiques are notorious for that. Antique stores. You pop into an old store, an antique shop, and you could just taste it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always bringing my EMF reader with me whenever I go to antique. Just in case.
Bring him some dowsing rods.
Yeah. I'm not bringing any monkey paws home. That's for sure. None.
No, that will grip you.
Yeah. Neil, thank you so much for calling in and sharing those two stories. That was awesome. We're definitely going to have to, it sounds like you're a wealth of stories and knowledge, so I'd definitely love to have you back on. So going to definitely have
Oh,
to get you to
absolutely.
call back in.
Well, thank you very much.
And Neil, take
It
care of
was nice
yourself.
talking to you.
Yes, thank you so much for calling in. And if you're listening to this, you want to check out a new podcast, Paranormally Speaking with Neil Parks, go check it out. It sounds awesome. This guy's awesome. Thank you so much, Neil. Have yourself a good night.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, great first call. Look at that season 7 finale. Listen, everyone. I don't know what was going on at the beginning of the episode with the audio, but I've got something where I can now adjust the audio of the caller and myself separately. So that's what was going on. Sorted now, I think. But let's see if we got another caller waiting in the wings here to the finale. Who's got stories? The lines are now open. 1-833-703-0424. The lines are open. We need some stories, so make sure you're jumping on there if you were on hold. Someone was, and then hung up. Call back. We want those stories. 1-833-703-0424. Woo! We got a call on the line. Let's go right to the call. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is AJ from Wyoming.
What's going on, AJ? Have you ever called before?
No, I'm new. I've been listening for a while.
So you'd say you're a long-time listener, first-time caller?
Yeah.
Right on, man. What do you got for us tonight?
So I got a couple UFO encounters
that
also coincide with a dream.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So the first encounter, it was, I don't remember the night, but it was at my old apartment. And my husband and I were both outside. He was smoking a cigarette, and then we had our neighbors outside. They were in front of us. They were also smoking a cigarette and just talking. And then I just look up in the sky, and out of nowhere, I just see this light come out of the sky, and then it dropped and disappeared. And I immediately was like, what? Did anybody else see that? And everyone looked at me like, see what? So I was just like, what was that? I didn't know if it was like a UFO or if it was just like something falling out of the sky. But then a couple weeks later, my husband and I were going outside again, and I was just joking around, and I was like, yo, aliens, where you at? And when I went outside, I looked up into the sky, and right after I said, yo, aliens, where you at? There was something that came into sight and then disappeared.
Oh, weird. That is strange.
Yeah, and then, it kind of freaked me out because I was like, was that real? Did they just hear me or something? And then that night, I had a dream, and it was a very short dream, but all I remember from it was me being outside my apartment, and then all of a sudden there was just a UFO right above it, and there was no sound really, but the wind was blowing, and my sister was there too, and it was just really intense, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's weird. It's kind of weird to have that, the day, earlier you have this, you're like, did I just make, did I call this thing out? Was there a conscious connection? And then you're having this vivid dream right after. You're like, is that connected? It is kind of a strange coincidence in the timing. What else happened in this dream? So your sister's there, the UFO is hovering above. Do you remember getting taken aboard? Anything like that?
No, I didn't get taken aboard. All I remember was I was just shocked and just kind of freaking out, being what the heck is going on? Are you guys witnessing this too? Do you see this? And they were like, yeah, what the heck? This is crazy. That's pretty much all it was. And then I woke up and I was like, what the heck? I didn't really know how to react, but I was just that's crazy. Cause I've never my family, my sisters joked with me about me being an alien. And then just into alien stuff anyway. So I love outer space and learning about planets. So I definitely do believe in aliens, and I think that they are out there. And I at least feel like those for me were the like first like eyewitness like confirmation for me at least.
For you, yeah. Now, just onto your first sighting, just because your first sightings, I don't know if you've listened to other calls from this season, but it sounds strikingly similar to a call from Seattle that we had a couple weeks back. So just to go through the narrow, so we can eliminate some things. Like, definitely not a shooting star. Like, no chance that this thing, this light was a shooting star.
No, because I remember the sky being dark, and usually we can see stars.
Yeah.
But that night, the sky was just really black,
so
and
like overcast.
that's all I saw. Yeah, and then
was there
out
light?
of nowhere.
Like what color was it?
No, it was just white. That's what I remember.
And no tail or anything. Just this white light just dropped and disappeared.
Yeah.
Was it over any body of water, or like, do you have any idea of kind of like where it went when it dropped down?
So the way I was facing, the direction was west. So I was like looking like northwest, and there's like not really any water anywhere that was close to us that would be like in the vicinity. So I don't know. I also like had it in my head too that maybe it was just like someone lit off a firework, but you would have heard the sound, and there was just no sound to it. It was just a light that came in, dropped, and then went out.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a weird one, especially then. So when you call it, you know, when you called when you called out to the void, and you get a response. Let's go through. What exactly did that look like? Like, was same white light kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so like I could see the stars, and I could see like the moon. It wasn't really out, so like the sky was dark again, but I could see stars this time. And right after I said like, what aliens, where are you at, that's when I see the light just come in and just like move across the sky and then disappear. And it was kind of slow, but then like as it disappeared, it just went faster out, and I was like, was that an alien?
Just close the sliding door and like, yeah, I'll be inside. That's terrifying. Well, it's awesome too, though. But what do you think? What do you think they're doing here? I always like to ask people, like, what's your theory on it?
Well, I feel like that's a loaded question, because I feel like with the different alien species and races that there are, they all have their own agenda. So I feel like some are here to like help humans evolve and like become a better species and have a like live more in harmony with our planet. And then there's also those who want to take over and rule the planet and kind of make humans their slaves, basically.
Yeah, that are more malicious intent, that are kind of like meddling in human affairs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how long have you been into aliens? Like, what got you into aliens? In the UFOs?
I just have always had a thing for like astronomy, like looking up at the stars at night. My mom had a telescope, so I would look at the planets sometimes when it was warm. She would set it up, and I've looked at Jupiter. I've looked at Mars before through the telescope, so it's just fascinating to see like what's out there. And also, I just am a firm believer that, you know, humans can't be the only species in the entire universe, because the universe is so vast that like different life can form in different ways, that, you know, maybe there is an intelligent life, but they're not humans, but they look human. But yeah, I've just always been interested in it. And then I don't know, I love Mars Attacks is one of my favorite alien movies. So like
Okay.
that is just like a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, I think that's one of the first really alien movies I saw as a kid, because I think Aliens, like the movie Alien, was probably a little too scary for me. But I remember my parents took me to see Mars Attacks in theater, and I loved it. I was a little scared though, to be honest too. But I remember that. You know, I share that kind of intrigued my fascination as a little kid. AJ, thank you so much for calling in. Before I let you go though, why don't we see how good your ESP is, and why don't you cast your brain over to the studio here in Vancouver Island and tell me what's in the box.
What's in the box? I'm gonna say a pyramid figurine.
Nope, not a pyramid figurine. That is a unique guess, though. I love it. AJ, thank you so much for calling in with your UFO stories. Hopefully, it inspires more people to share theirs.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Bye. Right on. I love getting UFO stories, and people sharing their UFO stories. It's always weird, man. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000 more. You go out in the summertime, you find yourself a spot with nice big open sky, and you just sit there for a couple hours. You are going to see something weird, eventually. Go and check it out. But I saw someone was on the line. Opening it. There they are. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
A long-time listener, first-time caller.
Wait a minute. Who is this?
This is John Jacoby.
This is your short, long-time listener, all-time caller. What's going on, John?
Yeah. Well, big supporter. Love the show. Still haven't bought a T-shirt yet, but
I got a T-shirt coming out soon that someone sent in. It's a nice old school design that says Cosmic Channels. Fuck you, call us.
Nice.
Looks pretty good.
Hey, but I just wanted to tell you the story about. It's actually a story about Neil. You know, that just called in.
Oh, beautiful.
So, yeah, I was at work, okay, and then this craft just comes in right by my work, and then I just get reamed. You know, I just got probed. Because he's a Snap-on, he sells Snap-on tools, so, yeah, he got me real good. But I love you, Neil. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
See, you got probed by your friend Neil? Did you call in?
Yeah.
And telling us?
Hey, what happens on the Snap-on truck stays on the Snap-on truck, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
No, but, hey,
the Snap-on salesman, they're pushy.
I just wanted to give him a shout out. He's a great guy, man. He has amazing stories.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope you can get him to call back in and tell us some more in the future.
Yeah, I don't have any stories. I just like calling in. So.
Well, hey, thanks for always supporting Cosmic Channels. Appreciate
no problem,
it,
man.
You're one
have
of the
a good
main
night.
supporters. So take care of yourself. Or do you want to
See
stab?
you,
I'll give you because you're.
Oh yeah.
What's in the box?
It's a
You're
pair
not
of
gonna
headphones.
get it. You didn't get it. That's not what it
It's
is.
a pair of headphones.
No. Hey, have yourself a good night.
Wait. Hey, I almost forgot to tell you.
God damn it. Every time. All right. Just like that, lines are back open. 1-833-703-0424. Now that John Jacoby's not hogging the lines, I want your calls. And listen, we're for season 8. We're going to be running ads everywhere. I've got we're going to have some podcast ads kicking off here in 2 weeks. We're going to be running some Instagram ads, some TikTok ads. So you're going to be seeing Cosmic Channels everywhere popping off. As much as $800-900 of ads can buy us, because we're $2 away from our goal for TikTok ads. But I need a call. 1-833-703-0424. Don't make me go to a fan submission on the finale at 6:34. I don't want to do that. You don't want that. We want to call. Let's go. That being said, there's tons of ways to support the show. Hit us up with a super chat. the QR code on YouTube or Twitch, paypal.me/CosmicChannels, or go to crowdmade.com/collections/CosmicChannels and get yourself some merchandise. We've got hoodies, we've got t-shirts, and it all goes right back into the show. Every dollar we raise, I've been putting right back into the show, trying to improve it week after week. But we don't have a call-in line. I'm going to send it over to fan-read submission, and the lines are still open. So if you are sitting there and you're going, maybe I'll call in with my story, now's your time. And the best places, if you're sitting at home watching this and going, is where I'm watching right now, helping Cosmic Channels, make sure you're watching on Cosmic Channels YouTube channel or Cosmic Channels Twitch. Those are the two biggest places that you can help the show grow right now, is those two, because starting season 8, Cosmic Channels is going on its own, baby. It's going to be streaming on its own Facebook, no longer Alien Theories Theorized. It's going to be also on its own YouTube, but I was going to send to it, but we'll take the call. Calls take priority. Let's go to the call. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how's it going? It's Eduardo from Seattle again.
Hey, Eduardo. How's it going?
Hey, I was listening in, and I heard you kind of name drop me in there, so I actually have a bit of an update to my story.
Right on. Let's hear it.
So this actually just happened, I want to say maybe 2 days ago. So same kind of deal. Was getting off work, happened to be leaving, and normally I have a pair of headphones on when I'm leaving. So they're noise canceling too. So just happened to take them off that night, and this is probably about I want to say like 2:30 in the morning, and I stepped outside and I started hearing this like kind of whirring of an engine noise, but it was faint at first, and then it got louder and louder and louder, and I was like, well, what the hell is this, right? And it didn't sound like a car, because I would have been able to tell just from the because I'm pretty familiar with the streets around, and there's nowhere where you could just take off like that and just like accelerate to infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kept building up, and I half expected to see like a plane at that point, because I'm like, oh, this kind of sounds like a plane. So I'm looking up, trying to figure out what's going on, and then it just stops. I'm like, okay. And I'm just looking around for a minute, and it's gone.
Weird. And it was a building whirl?
Yeah, so kind of, it's like it sounded like an engine of some sort, like an engine that's like building up speed.
Yeah. Was it like, was it doing like the rev up like wah, wah, wah?
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is that normally when it's a car you can kind of hear it cut off and then start up again, right, shifting gears. This was just constant, like it started off low, and then it was building up, and then gone.
Weird. And then nothing. No cars around. No nothing. Was it a clear night?
Yeah, I mean it was a clear night. That's why I kept looking up. I said, oh, well, maybe someone's actually flying an airplane, So that's why I'm around for any sort of sign of an airplane, lights, whatever. But nothing. It just built up, and then I was like, oh, I half expected to get something. I was like, oh shit, someone's like about to crash or something, but no, it just built up and then gone.
Weird. And was there like buildings around? Was there anything like I'm just in my head, I'm thinking like, was there any chance that there was, some sort of like RC plane or something like flying in the area, and it was just out of your sight because of buildings? Or what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. I've been around RC planes before, and I kind of know what they sound like, but it was a much more like it definitely sounded mechanical of some sort. Like, you know, because I've heard the you know, this is kind of like going back to like the drone thing. You know, it's that high pitch. You know, you can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
But this was not that. This was big. I don't know if it was an airplane engine or it definitely wasn't a jet. I'll tell you that much.
But like
it was not a jet.
But way louder than like a drone would be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, I at first thought it was a car, you know, but because it just kept building up like that, I'm like, well, there's no way that it's a car. Because first of all, there's speed bumps around here. Yeah. So I would have definitely heard the crashing from them probably, you know, flying off the speed bumps.
Yeah. That's weird. And
but
so
yeah, it just...
And how long ago was
built
this?
Up and then gone. This was maybe 2 days ago. So
2 days ago. And downtown Seattle?
Yeah. No, so it's actually in West Seattle. So it's a little bit further south, maybe 20 minutes south of like the downtown area.
All right. So I'm just kind of curious as to like if anyone else is hearing these things or you know, you definitely got to be on the lookout now to see if you're hearing this more often. And what I'm going to say is, so if it happened 2 days ago, so 2 days ago, so that's what, Tuesday night?
Right.
So
yeah.
I got some homework for you. Check on the 5th. Because what I'm thinking is...
I know. I gotta check and see what was all going on in the air.
Yeah, well, because part of me is like, maybe if it's an RC club or something that has like remote control, like planes or something, you know, I would say that you know, if they're meeting on a Tuesday, the 27th, maybe it's a weekly thing. Well, you hear it again. But I feel like you would have heard more than just one, right? If it was some sort of club.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing too. Is, you know, I waited there to hear something else for probably a solid 5 minutes because I half expected to see an airplane because I'm like, okay, this can't be a coincidence, right? This is like I'm hearing the noise. It sounds like an airplane, but I'm not seeing anything in the sky.
Yeah. Strange. Well, I mean, you got some homework to do because that's like the only thing that I can think of, like hearing the stories that like maybe it's like an RC like plane because I've heard some of those jet ones that are pretty loud, but even then when they let off the throttle, it does die down, and until they like give it juice again, you don't really hear it. So,
right.
I mean,
they don't usually just like cut out like. You know,
you're in a UFO hotbed there in Seattle, like the Pacific Northwest, man. Anything by the ocean, we're seeing shit all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Right? Yeah.
But definitely do the homework. I want to check next week and see if you hear it, or be on the lookout if you're, if you're out and about this week and you hear it again. Try to get a little audio recording of just of what's going on.
Yeah, I think I might just start taking my phone out and recording for, a couple minutes as I'm just walking out because, it's strange stuff's happening, man. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yeah, and even if you send me a video and you're like it's really low end, you're gonna have to boost the audio. If you stay quiet and you're not talking, just give it 20 seconds of silence while you're hearing this noise. I can boost the audio. That's not a problem. So send it to me if you can catch it.
All right. I'll make sure and do that.
And before you go, why don't you send your mind over to Island Studios here? Tell me, what's in the box? What's in the box?
I feel like it's a bell.
No, it's not a bell. Thank you so much, Eduardo, for calling in.
No worries, man. Have a good one.
Ciao. Awesome, man. I love getting these weird noises. I love ghosts. I love UFOs. My name's Braden. I'm a sound expert. No, but I know a guy. I got a friend of a friend who is a sound expert that I can send these things to. I know how to turn that volume knob up, but we got a caller on the line. Let's go to the caller. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Xander Coates and your favorite province, Alberta.
Right on. How's Berta doing?
Yeah, come on. Not too bad, and yourself?
It's not bad. I shit on Alberta as a joke more than I don't mind Alberta. You got some beautiful spots. You know me, huge pussy as soon as confronted. I back down. I love Calgary.
We call it friendly competition.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just we're rivals. That's what it is. We're rivals. It's not we don't really hate each other. It's rivals, right? So
no, we don't really hate each other. No.
I hate your hockey team.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, we hate yours too. So
it's all good. What do you got for us, Xander?
Well, I got a little lame old UFO story for you.
Oh, I love it.
All right. So it was actually just, I think, July long, right? July's got a long weekend too, eh?
I think so. Yeah, August long, July.
One of these months, one of these past months in my liquor-filled summer I had. But we were out, I don't know if you know, pretty close to the BC border, actually, because, we had to get a little peek into the mountains over there.
Yeah.
But
you wanted a peek. You wanted a peek at what paradise looks like, so you.
Yeah, paradise. Yeah, no, but we were out by Dutch Creek, kind of in the past, southern Alberta. Not expecting you to know where it is, but I had pretty interesting situation. So me and my girlfriend, we had gone for a walk from our camping site. We walked up the hill, which was more towards the east. And so we're walking up there. We kind of find this nice little hill to lay on to look at the stars and whatever. And we're sitting there chatting. And it was funny because this is kind of at the beginning of the relationship, and I hadn't really exposed this side of me. I was sitting there contemplating, do I go in and tell her about my beliefs on aliens and fucking everything?
It's a tough thing to do. I was a divorcee, and I had to get back in the market and be like, what do you do? Oh, have you ever heard this podcast where talk about aliens? I'll leave that.
It's one of them situations. I was like, do I not? But anyway, as I'm sitting there thinking about this, initially what I think is a shooting star, I'm watching it come beaming. So it would be, because we're facing north.
Yeah.
Like on the slant of this hill, we're facing north. So we're looking north. And I see this shooting star looking thing come beaming across the sky, just about as fast as a shooting star would. So I point that out to her. I'm like, look, shooting star. And as I'm thinking this, I'm like, or aliens, I got it on my mind. But anyway, so it comes from as far as we could see north, it comes cruising by just to about up to our heads. So I'm thinking full shooting star, that type of deal.
You're prepping a wish at this point, right? Like that's how locked in.
Yeah, we're right about there. But just as it kind of comes like above our heads as we're looking almost straight up, it takes this super sharp, super sharp turn towards the west. And I see that, and immediately, I'm thinking back to good old days, ATT, the old anything alien. And I'm thinking the G-forces, if there's anything living inside of that, that's fucking mashed potatoes. That does not live anymore.
Yeah, that's how tight of the turn it was. Like it didn't arch and turn. It
was super tight turn, straight to the west. Anyway, I jump up immediately because I'm no way. She's kind of laying there. I go out into the middle of the road, kind of where the upwards ditch facing north was. And I go out in the middle of the road, and I'm like, losing my shit. It's an alien, going all crazy. whatever. I kind of lose it in the tree line. And so me and her, I didn't have an explanation for what it was at that point. Aliens, whatever. I didn't want to get too crazy with her, so we head back down towards the campsite. And the entire time I'm like, what the fuck is that? What did I just see? And it wasn't until we got back to the trailer we were camping in. Me and her, we bust through this door. We're like, oh, we just saw this, that. Everyone in there's looking at us like we're crazy, like we're fucking loons. And it wasn't until maybe about not even 30 seconds after we broke through that door, our another couple in our friend group, they come bursting through. And they're like, you guys are never gonna fucking believe what we seen. You're never gonna fucking believe it. And so we put the two stories together, and basically what had happened is, so we had seen this thing come flying from north, take that sharp turn west, which west was the direction of our campsite, maybe about 10, 15 minutes walk down the road. And they'd said they'd seen this thing come screaming in from the east. And then it flashed a big old light and then was just gone.
Wild,
and
dude.
That's about it from the story, but just the
it's so
like
cool to have a
coincidence of having them run in right after us saying they saw the same shit.
Yeah, that's wild. And I mean,
and meanwhile, you know where Alberta is. West is towards that BC coast there that
I
have
know
all them sightings.
Well, I know, and I was going to say, even aliens are hightailing it out of Alberta.
yeah, fair enough. Well, shit, I'd be hightailing the other way if I had the same taxes you guys had.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm just kind of looking at a map in the area, and I'm like, there's Mount Salter, Funnel Peak, like immediately west of that area. I mean, you got the Rockies. There's tons of spots for them to zip, and like further west, I mean, they'd have a smooth sailing from there. Well, no, they'd fucking cross over through the Okanagan, but you know, it's just that it vanishes, and you see that tight turn that defies like everything we know about, you know, planes.
Well, and that was exactly my thought process, right? Like, it was a shooting star up until it fucking took a turn like that, and then I was questioning everything.
Yeah.
But refraining myself because, you know, I got a brand new girlfriend that I'm not trying to scare away.
Yeah.
But the second my other buddies bust through the door with
it all came out.
That story, I was all in.
Yeah. I love that story because it's like this happened just this past summer, like 2023.
Oh yeah, 23.
Right on. That's like, so you were into this stuff before then, and now you're was this your first kind of experience of seeing something?
If we're talking about going way back, man, I've been listening to your guys' podcast probably since, I don't know, 2 years ago is about when I started.
Yeah.
Me and my dad were the guys bidding on your show for the Patreon.
Oh, right on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember you guys.
Yeah.
Right on.
That was us. This is the first time I've ever called in, and figured since it was after me and my dad were bidding that this happened. It was a good time, but
that's it's so wild. I'm just like kind of looking at the area now. I'm kind of curious, like, because they saw it. There's not much for it's not really populated west of Dutch Creek.
No,
Provincial
out there,
Park.
I think the town's closest. There's Pincher Creek, which is just a little ways east, and like a couple other small towns, and yeah, not very populated, not much anything out there.
So yeah, cause I was like, oh, maybe I'm kind of interested. I was like, maybe I'll look it up to see if there's any other sightings. But I'm like, just how rural this is, I doubt it. So that's a pretty wild one. But you know,
hell yeah.
I mean, I tell people this too. The other thing, I've already said it earlier in the show. When you're looking, and a lot of people. This is one I've seen. I've never seen something as extreme, as fast moving as what you've just described. But what I have seen is, you know, when you look up and you're like satellite. That's a satellite. You point it out to everyone to make sure they know that you.
Oh,
I look at
I'm
that satellite.
guy.
Yeah, me too. Hey, look at the satellite. I swear by this. Anytime you see that what you think is a satellite, just follow it as far as you can see, because I have seen where it's traveling and then it just does like a hook and it just keeps going in that same speed, but not as tight as a turn and not moving as fast. I actually thought it was a satellite, and then it does this big like hook, and I'm like, and it's not as sharp as a turn. Like, definitely some sort of craft could manage that, but the fact that I thought it was a satellite and then it does this like curve, I'm like, satellites don't do that. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I could chalk it up to maybe being a drone, but my only issue is why I thought it was a shooting star is it was such like it flying through the sky, other than like a tiny little light trail behind it, other than it being Earth. I guess it was just as bright as every other star.
Well,
so it was either far away or a small light.
Well, I mean, and drones usually will have like a green or red or a flashing. Usually they have some sort of indicator.
It was the same color as every other star in the sky. And so that's why I was so confused about it.
And like no noise, because like I feel like, you know, maybe you could convince me that it wasn't a drone until you said it got closer overhead and you were looking straight up. Because I'm like, at that point, you should have heard that, like, that drone, like, zzz, like, you know,
no,
right?
No noise at all.
Yeah, wild, dude. That's a bona fide, you know, if you were a little further east, I'd say that's a Charlie. We'll chalk that up to Charlie Red Star, but this is something, totally unique from that.
Maybe that's how they're stealing all that fucking maple syrup over out east.
Yeah. So they're getting it out of here. It's so weird because I'm looking north of it if there's anything like special that I can see, and it's just all rural. Like it's all like just park and nothing.
I don't think there really is. I mean, I think there's like one military base that they send new guys to up north in Alberta before they send them out east. Well, that could be totally Wainwright.
Well, why isn't that Cold Lake?
Cold Lake,
Alberta?
Cold Lake is
yeah, I mean it's
that's
not
north.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's the base. That's the base, and that's like I can't.
Okay, well if they have one there, then I mean that might have one, but then again, I don't know. Like, that leads me to another question. What's your belief on the craft? Do you think they're extraterrestrial, or do you think they're man-made, or a bit of both?
Well, I mean, dude, if you've seen some of those like stealth bombers and shit, like straight on, like at a level height, straight on, I mean, you could convince me that if I saw that and they fly silently and high, and if there was a point where if it was coming at it, you would go like, that is a flying fucking saucer, not a plane. Like you would look at it like that.
No,
but we know what those are, and that can't fly like this. And I'm not. We 100%, the military and these private corporations, they have some technologies that aren't public knowledge, that are way ahead of what we think our capabilities
they have to. Like, what's the old saying? It's like your government's always 50, 100 years more advanced than you are, and I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, like there's definitely military applications that it's decades ahead of what the public gets to use. But that being said, like, again, it's a high altitude, some sort of high altitude drone. Why in this area? You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. And that's it. And from where I was looking, and from how it looked to me personally, it looked way out there. Like, I wouldn't say as distant as the stars, but something that was at least actively trying to blend in with them, or whether or not, I don't know. There's so many different answers, but what I know for sure is nothing alive is moving as quick across the sky as that was and taking as sharp as a turn as it did.
Yeah.
Because anything inside that's not done for.
And the other thing is, if this is some sort of military craft, why have any, like some high advanced military craft, why have any light? Right? Like you'd think it would be better off be just silent and no lights at all, rather than one star-like running light.
Have the capability to do that. So that's another big question.
We definitely have the capabilities to turn off the lights. we can do. I know we can do that. I know they've definitely got switches for that. So that's my thing. Is like, it seems weird, but then I do the same thing with extraterrestrials. It's like, why would they have a light? Or maybe that's just maybe they don't even realize they leave a light sometimes, and they don't, like, we're seeing a spectrum that they don't even know we can see.
And that's another fucking rabbit hole you can go down, is what are aliens, right?
Yeah.
Are they three-dimensional beings who come from a moon from Jupiter, or are they from an entirely different dimension? And that's another issue. Like, I think maybe there's probably a bit of both.
Oh yeah, 100. I mean, it's dude, it's a big universe out there, unfathomably big.
That's for sure.
So to say that someone couldn't have this kind of technology is, I think, it's short-sighted and naive. But anyways, Xander, thank you so much for calling in. That was a phenomenal UFO story.
Yeah, you betcha. Maybe I'll try and call in a bit more, but I don't got a whole lot more stories.
Oh,
so.
Well, hopefully we can get a couple more out of you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
Bye. Oh, awesome. What a great UFO story. Wish it wasn't from someone from Alberta, but, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Just like that, lines are up. I'll take a couple more calls tonight. It's season finale. Why not? 1-833-703-0424. I saw someone was on the line. They may have just got bumped just because we went over that 16-minute window that you're on hold. If not, maybe I'll have to end this one. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to a fan submission. Let's go to a fan submission. We got one last story read, and then I've burned through all the first round of people I sent stories to. So let's go to a fan submission. If you're sitting there, you're listening to the show, you're like, God damn, I love this show, and I have a story, but I'm just too nervous to call in. You can always write me your story. Write me your story to CosmicChannelsPodcast@gmail.com, and you never know who's going to read it. The lines stay open. Let's go to a fan submission.
Hey guys, it's Silver Lotus here from Discord, and I'm here to read you a fan submission. They didn't say that I could use their name, so I'm just going to call them M. M has a very interesting story for us. So it starts out by saying, Dear Cosmic Channels, I just discovered your pod a few weeks ago, so I've been playing catch up. We're glad to hear M. I listen to your show while I get ready every morning, and I wanted to share my Ouija experience with the Cosmic Channelers. I'm sure everyone's going to love this. The first time I used a Ouija board, I was with a couple of friends. We asked who was with us, and it spelled out a name. At this time, one of my friends just started bawling. She said, if that's who you really are, what did you have in your truck? It spelled out B-E-A-R, bear. I was confused, and I asked my friend what was going on. She tells me that was her uncle's name, and he was killed by an IED in Afghanistan. She then told us that she gave him a stuffed bear, and he always rode with it on his dashboard in his Humvee. I'm not a huge fan of Ouija boards, but that's like a nice, sweet interaction. Let's see, the second time I used one, I was with my sorority sisters in college. It was funny, and we got a bunch of random messages. It started going in circles, so we asked who was there. It spelled out Satan, Satan. We asked why Satan showed up, as you should. It said FOLLOW, follow. We asked, who do you follow? Then it spelled out my name. Hell no. Oh, God. I laughed a little nervously, and I asked if that meant I was supposed to be a Satan worshiper. Those are good questions. It said no. So that was weird, but at least I know I have Satan on my side. I mean, whatever works, I guess. I tried to use it another time with some of my other friends, and nothing happened. The most recent time I used it, I was with my friend I was with a friend of mine who's into some weird shit. I'm just gonna say, if you're listening to this right now, you know, you found the right place, because we're all into some weird shit. We tried to use it, and the planchette kept trying to go off the board. I had always heard that you can't let it off the board because that's the spirits trying to escape. That's nice. So we tell it goodbye and we try again. Same thing. After about the third time of this, we told it to please stop doing that and tell us their name. So now we're arguing with spirits. Got it. It started the ever so famous Z-O, Z-O, Z-O. So we stopped it. Told Mr. Zozo he was not welcome there and asked to speak to another spirit. I mean, I guess it helps if you're being, respectful and courteous. The planchette started shooting back and forth again. Z-O, Z-O. And we finally just closed the board and put it away. Yeah, I think you need to do a little more than just putting it away. Every time I've used the board, I've done it with different people, and almost every time has been successful. I don't know if you guys did this or not, but when I've done it, you always open the board by making circles on the board with the planchette. I don't know what the point is. Maybe opening a portal? I mean, I guess it makes sense. But that seems to help. You just have to make sure you close it at the end by going the opposite way with your circles. It's good to know. Sorry for such a long message. I love the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you, M. M, I don't think that you have necessarily convinced me to play Ouija board anytime soon. But it's some great stories. Yeah. So if you have your own stories that you would like to share, but you're a little uncomfortable, a little unsure about, calling in, get a little nervous, I get it. You're more than welcome to do like M and type up your story, and you're going to email it to CosmicChannelsPodcast@gmail.com. And you never know who's gonna read it. It's always a surprise. Thanks, guys.
Woo! And just like that, we're gonna end this Cosmic Channels. Listen, if you're listening to this far, you made it to the end of the show. Big news! Cosmic Channels is moving. It's got a time to leave the nest. So moving on, starting season 8. You'll only find Cosmic Channels on the Cosmic Channels Facebook page, the Cosmic Channels YouTube, Cosmic Channels Twitch, Cosmic Channels Instagram, or I don't know where else yet. I haven't picked the last area, but if you're watching on the Alien Theorist pages and you're like, what happened to Cosmic Channels? You got to go search it out. The links are going to be in the bio. I'll make sure they're there for all this, for everyone to click. So just go and check that. Also, everyone, thank you so much for supporting the show, supporting season 7. I was committed to do 100, and we're at 80. And I'm having so much fun doing it. I hope you guys are having a blast listening and calling in and sharing your stories. The show's seeing awesome growth. Couldn't do it with all the support of the fans today. So thank you so much from Fire Vinyl, Julissa, Bandito. We had Hillbilly, Chango, and John Jacoby all pitching in. If I missed your name, don't worry. I will. I always scroll through, and I've got 2 shows to scroll through and make sure to get those sponsorships listed out at the top of the show. But that's it for Season 7 of Cosmic Channels. The Cosmic lines are now closed. See you at the shareholders meeting. Shareholders meeting. Oh my God. I honestly cannot. One of the things I'm working on a whole new layout, everything for Season 8. Next week, Thursday, I'm still going to record an episode. It's not going to be called the season finale. It's probably going to be called just a long shareholders meeting. I'm going to come on at 6, and I'm going to take calls while I'm testing all the new things. Cause I've got all, new music, supplied by, one Invalid ID's husband gave some awesome background music, and then I got sent a whole collection of unbelievably spooky music to use from an artist named Count Morlack, and it's awesome stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, use all my stuff, please." So it's gonna be phenomenal. I can't wait. You know what? I wonder if I can even. That work? I don't know if that. Can you guys still hear me? Shit. Hello? Is this still working? Oh, whoa. Did that work? Can you hear me? Can everyone still hear me? I don't know if I'm coming through quiet now. What's going on? Probably shouldn't have clicked that. I need to know. Can people hear me? Okay, there. I see. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, everything's black. So this is the ground level of the new layout, because I didn't want to fuck around with the old layout while I was making, in case I fucked anything up. So this is the bare bones of Season 8 so far. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Who are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
Hey, John Jacoby. Hey, yeah, you sound great, man. No, you're all good.
Beauty.
All right.
Thanks for calling. So hold on. Let's while we're here, I don't want to show the backgrounds. I got some new backgrounds that are being made right now that are awesome. Like, I'm talking like 2K cool, like spacey images that I'm going to use for Season 8. I might do away with the orb and go with a flat bar. I don't know that yet. We're going to work on that next Thursday. But let's go through some of this music here. So first up, because you guys got to tell me if this is too loud. Let's see what this is. That is nothing. Okay, whoops. This is nothing. Why isn't that working? Can you guys hear? Is that playing music? Why? What's going on here? Is there music playing? God damn it. You know what I did? I forgot to hotkey the music. I forgot to save it. Huh. All right. Well, so this is. Hold on. Let's go through this. All right. What is this one? This is one. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear music now? How's that sound? Is that too low? You can't hear nothing? What about now? Okay, so I think minus 20 is still gonna. Is that how's the sound on that? Getting low, pretty low, perfect. You guys are too low. Okay, too loud, too low. Okay, it's subtle, not too loud. Okay, is that it? You can barely hear it. There we go. You guys are giving me. You guys are. We're getting wild here, side to side about where we are here. So 20. All right. Okay, 20. So there's that one. I got this one. Let's see. I don't know where the. This is the old. I think this is the same space ambient. Yeah, I got that one. Where's this one? Creepy ambient. How's that one? How's the volume on this one? Yes, this is for when people are telling stories. I've got all new. I literally only had 2 songs looped before. That one starts. No, it's not going to be messed up. That's why I'm practicing next week. Got this one. What's this one? Fire Monolith. They're fucking just dope. I might have to. How's that one? No. And listen, I fixed that today. Callers are no longer going to be quieter than me, because what happened before is through OBS, it would take both my input and the caller's input and put it to you guys. And I had no way of separating. But I downloaded a program, so now I can separate those 2 audio tracks on OBS. So I can now adjust the caller and myself individually. Because before it was like, I would be loud, and if the caller was quiet, I would turn the caller up for you. When I talk, I'm even louder too. There was no really happy medium. So I think I got that. Okay, so you guys are saying that one's good. Let's see this one. What's this one? Oh. How's that one sound? This is all right. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. How's that one? Bueno? That's good. I hope you're absolutely like locked in at the same time. Okay. I'm gonna switch it. Let's go. This next one. Oh wow. There we go. I think this one I gotta. I'll skip to the middle then. Oh yeah. Just wait till you see the production value. We're gonna have pyro going. I'm gonna be like Kane, raise my hand. Pyro's gonna go off either sides. How's that one? That one's good? Ooh, spooky. Yeah. Okay, that one's good. I think that one's good. Windswept Towers. Oh, I like this one. Let's go. How's that one? Okay, I'm guessing that one's good. I'm not hearing anything saying. I think I had 2 playing at once. like that. Okay, that's good. Let's go to the next one. This one's a nice long one for a longer story. I'll probably lean onto this one a lot. How's the volume on this one? Doing the test. It's good. We'll pump it in the middle a little bit. That one's low. I think it just builds. I think this one drops and it's a low build because now I bet it's good. So I'll probably just leave this one as is. Okay. Oh, listen. And listen, because I was like, listen, I want to give the people what they want to see. So I ordered a brand new webcam, a 4K webcam. So just you're going to be looking into my pores pretty soon. Let's go this one, Into the Darkness. I think that one's... John Jacoby, you sound just like my mom. Ooh, yeah, that one's good. This is Into the Darkness Below. I think I'm gonna boost it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, these are badass. Okay, why? Our name haunts these halls, I think it's called. What happened here? You know what I did? I must have done this by accident. So hold on. I gotta show you invalid. That is interesting. Demon's Escape. Did I rename it or something? Backgrounds? Not in there. Okay, do you guys want a sneak peek at one of the backgrounds? Or do you want a surprise? This one may need a little boost. Yes, okay. So this is the, you know, it's gonna be rough, but let's see. Let's go. I just gotta find invalid IDs. Husband's song you sent me. I don't know what happened to it. I must have deleted it by accident. So I'm gonna put that on. So this is they're gonna be like then I'll probably pop it up a little bit. Yeah, those are cool, eh? I got a guy making a whole bunch. He does mid-journey art, and I'm a big fan of his. And I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, can I do have a green screen. Is that better? Like, would it be better if I did a green screen and then just had that background? Then I'm just a floating head." he has it. He just doesn't know how to set it up. Doesn't know how to use OBS yet. I have a feeling it won't be till Zell gets over there. Yeah, I kind of like my background, but I mean, I could easily green screen. It just hangs right there. Just go slide it over. I don't know if I think I'm gonna get rid of the sphere, and I might go just a straight across like audio wave. But anyways, let's I gotta find invalid IDs song here. Recent files. Where did I put it? I was so excited. It was so awesome. Okay, well, I I know it's in my email. I'm just gonna read down. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Yeah, just my head in there. Yeah, I could do that. It's easy enough. Hold on, let's go to this here. And then I'm gonna let's do this. Does anyone want to if anyone wants to call in right now, I need probably like 4 or 5 people if you guys want to call in, and you can be part of the ad. I'm just gonna make it up here as we go. I'm gonna get you to say, hi, I'm so and so from Greensville, Nebraska, and I'm calling with a ghost story, and then I'll get someone to say I'm calling a UFO story. So if you want to be in the ad for Cosmic Channels, call in right now, 1-833-703-0424, and we'll walk you through an ad. Okay, where is this? There it is, background loop. Why? I don't know what I did with it. Anyone who wants to, there it is. Oh no, creepy ambient. It's this one. This is invalid ID. Husband sent this one. For some reason, the name I renamed it. Renamed it invalid ID and it didn't stick. Yeah, listen to this one. I'm gonna up it a little bit. 30. Yeah, here we go. So if you want, listen, everyone listening right now, I need like 4 people. Quickly call in. Or else I'm just gonna use real callers, or I can have shareholders on there pretending to be callers. So if you want to be on the ad, call now, 1-833-703-0424. Is Braden a teenager with attitude, though? No. I got no attitude. Yo, Cosmic Channels. What's going on? Who is this?
Hey.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do right now? I think I can do this.
What?
I'm going to try this. I think I can save your phone number so I can see when it's you calling in.
Well, actually, I'm on my work phone right now,
Oh,
so
yeah?
now you know where I work. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you give me, just give me a hi. I'm John Jacoby, calling from where you're from, and then why don't you tell me you got a ghost story? Just say so.
Okay.
We'll coach you through it.
Just whenever?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Hey, can you, say, Cosmic Channels,
Oh, hold on.
in the mood here?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Buy me dinner first.
All right. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is John Jacoby from Cincinnati, Ohio. I got a great ghost story to tell you.
Beautiful. Now we're gonna do a second take. Right?
Okay.
So this time I'm gonna lead.
Up a new name?
No, same name. I'm gonna lead you in from Cincinnati, but then break, and I'm gonna say, what do you got for us tonight? And then I want you as realistically, like you're nervous to tell the story. This is a ghost story that's haunted you for years. You're gonna say, I'm calling about a ghost story, and I want to feel that emotion.
All right.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Cosmic Channels, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is John Jacoby. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
What do you got for us tonight?
I got a ghost story for you.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's acting.
Let's do one more. Let's do a couple more of just hit me with a couple. Give me a couple variations of I've got a ghost story for you.
Just right now, just
Yeah.
say I got a ghost story for
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Say I got a ghost story for you. Take a nice breath. Reset. Do another one.
Okay. All right. I got a ghost story for you.
More terror.
Okay. I got a ghost story for you.
Okay, how about this one? I want give me the line. I've wanted to share with you my ghost story, or I want to share my ghost story.
Okay. I wanted to share my ghost story with you guys.
Love it. Beautiful. Okay, you're in the ad.
All right, yeah, I figured I'd get things started for you, bud.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right.
Whoop. Whoops. Sorry. Didn't mean to hang out like that. Misclick. You want to be in the ad? 1-833-703-0424. I need someone to say they saw Bigfoot. I need someone to say they saw a creature. I need someone to say they saw a UFO. Ouija experience, whatever you think. So if you want to be in the ad, I need 4 more. 4 more. Let's go. I know there's people sitting here. Listen, all right, who wants to be in the ad? What's going on?
Hi, it's Invalid.
What's going on, Invalid? We're listening to your ambient soundtrack right now.
Oh, nice.
It's in the background. It's awesome.
Is it working okay?
Oh yeah, I think I loved it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, "Yep." Okay, so you kind of know the drill. Heard John Jacoby there.
Isn't it all John Jacoby?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now, so I'm gonna prep you with the, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And then you want to.
I'm gonna be an anonymous one, so that we can show that you don't have to give a name.
Perfect. And then what do you want to say you saw? Do you want to kind of say your real story as anonymous? Like.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I don't have to give the story though, right?
No, just the name. Just the name. Like the name of what you would call that story.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'll do an entity. How's that?
Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna bring you in here. Cosmic Channels. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from British Columbia, and I have a story that I was told I should call in with.
What do you got for us tonight?
I have a story that I think this would be classified as an entity.
Love it. Now let's do one more, just up that terror. Just give me that last line again when you're ready.
I'm calling with a story about, I think it was an entity I saw.
Love it. Perfect. You're in. You're in the ad.
Okay.
Thank you, Invalid.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. 3 more if you want to be in the ad. I'm only going to take a couple more. Only got a couple more minutes. Yeah, I think Xavier, you don't have to call in. I don't want any Berta on this ad. If not, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for season 7. Sunday morning, I'm doing a morning show. I'm going to record for a little while. I don't know even how many calls I'm going to get. I just know there's a bunch of people from the UK that have been wanting to call, so maybe I'll get 2 or 3 Sunday morning. Cosmic Channels.
Hello.
Who is this?
I'm Andrew Hutchinson from Edmonton, Alberta.
Right on, Andrew.
Full story for you.
Yeah, hold on. You're gonna what do you want? Someone's already said ghost. Someone said entity. What do you want to be in the end?
UFO.
UFO. Okay. All right. You know the drill.
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm gonna introduce you, and then give me a break, and then I'm gonna say, "What do you got for us?" And then you hit me with your line. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cosmic Channels. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Andrew Hutchinson, and I'm from Edmonton, Alberta.
What do you got for us tonight?
Oh boy, do I got a UFO story for you.
Beautiful. Let's do it one more time. What do you got for us tonight?
Okay. I got a UFO story for you.
What do you got for us tonight?
I have a UFO story for you.
Beautiful. You're in the ad.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Take care. 2 more. Two more. I don't know why I counted like this. 2 more. 2 more. I need 2 more. Who wants in? Who wants in this ad? We're also using. I can easily use callers, but I thought this might be more fun. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this one up. So Sunday morning, I'm going to be recording. If anyone's coming to hang out, it's more for the UK people and the people. That this show isn't time zone friendly for them, so I'm going to do Sunday morning, I think 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I said. And then next Thursday, I'm going to basically doing an hour and a half long shareholders meeting where we're just going to be working through stuff, and I'm going to be taking calls as we're testing out background musics, audios, the new backgrounds, as well as no more piggybacking off ATT. So we're going to, if you're watching on Alien Theorists YouTube or Facebook Alien Theorists, it's going to be on the Cosmic Channels Facebook and the Cosmic Channels YouTube only moving forward, or Twitch Cosmic Channels. All right, that's it. I'm not going to take any more ad submissions. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the show. And if you want to come out and hang out Sunday morning, have a coffee, and it's not as spooky in the morning, but it'll be spooky for the UK people. We'll see you then, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Peace, everybody.